Well, let me say, as I move from this assignment, the Sudan, South Sudan Special Envoy position, to Somalia, I think I can say with some gratification that the relationship between Sudan and South Sudan has improved dramatically. It's improved not necessarily because of efforts on by my office, but because Sudan has played a significant role in helping the South Sudan political parties reach a compromise which has seen a peace agreement signed almost as I exit. And I think we can take some pride in that agreement because two of its features, the fact that it's regionally led and that it was designed as an inclusive process, by which certainly we also particularly mean that all the major principal protagonists are included, which was not the approach originally followed, is something we lobbied for, and I think was definitely an element in the success of the signing of the agreement. I should qualify the sense of gratification that we feel by saying that I think there are really significant hurdles which lie ahead in implementing the agreement. In fact, so much so that I have said to the parties that international support is not going to automatically assume the success of the agreement or be willing to provide the necessary support for its implementation unless they can be persuaded that it's sustainable. And by sustainable, we told them we expect it to be inclusive, not just in the numbers of people who agree to the agreement, subscribe to the agreement, but also by reference to the spirit with which the parties engage with each other. And I think we particularly emphasized correctly that we want to see an end to the fighting. We want to see the agreement being enforceable and those who violate it being subject to consequences. And unless we can see visible evidence of that as an element of the political will which will underwrite the joint collaborative implementation of the agreement, there will be a degree of skepticism whether it will be different to the previous two peace agreements which have collapsed. Well, I think Somalia faces in the first instance a test of its ability to establish effective governance, structures of governance. That includes some quite difficult hurdles, including agreeing on a new constitution, agreeing on the modality of elections, and all of that will presuppose some agreement between the moving parts, which in this case is the federal government and the governments of the member states of Somalia, on the nature of the federal framework that they want to establish. That in turn requires the federal states and the federal government to work together and have some kind of unity of purpose in regard to the governance issues. On top of that, of course, there are other issues which have to be dealt with, not least the fight with Al-Shabaab, the conflict with Al-Shabaab, which has to be engaged with both militarily and non-militarily. And we would want to see progress in that regard and to build and fortify the UN's relationship with the African Union, which I think is critical for an effective effort to degrade and or bring Al-Shabaab into the mainstream.